welcome back. Well, today may seem like any other Wednesday. It'll be a nice day, but actually, today is a really big deal.
Today is the day you stop worrying about money. Come on, Steve Noviello. Is that possible?
No worry, no budget. We're going to talk about how to do it. Here we go. Step number one, knowing exactly kind of how you spend your money, right? It amazes me. So many viewers will call and they say, Steve, I need help managing my money. And I'll say, okay, well, let's talk about some stuff. How much is your car note? How much is the electricity? I don't know, right? We generally have no clue how much money we spend. Imagine going into your favorite store, you know, the one that always has what you need, and they've decided now to stop taking inventory. What would happen the next time you went in? Well, there would be nothing on the shelves, right? Because you have no idea what your needs are or what the flow is. The same thing happens with the way you run your finances. You must take regular inventory to understand where your money is going if you want to start managing it more properly.
I thought you said we didn't have to write a budget.
Okay, there is no budget.
That's the dreadful word.
And you know, I think it is a dreadful word. Instead, I'm going to challenge you to create a spending plan. It's like when you go on a diet, right? And someone says, okay, I want you to lose a bunch of weight and you're going to go on this diet. And here's a list of 100 things you cannot eat anymore. What's the first thing you think of?
Food.
What I can't eat.
Fritos, pizza, a little Bluebell ice cream maybe if you're at my house, right? Instead, what I need is a list of 25 things I can eat in order to get the kind of success that I want. Same thing with your spending plan. Don't tell me what I can't spend my money on, but let's look at the things that you can spend your money on. Look, I say that I don't really worry a whole lot about money, not because I have a lot of it, but because I'm really good at managing it. Every dollar that I earn already has a destination before it's ever deposited into my bank account, because I'm very familiar with exactly what kind of cash flow I need to maintain the lifestyle that I live. And it's not extravagant, let's be clear, right? Your spending plan must also include savings. And in that, I also want you to include something I like to call pay now, buy later. For example, you know, Prismo, maybe you want to take Landry on a vacation in a couple of years, right? Maybe you're saving up for Disney. Start paying today into an account as if you're taking that trip tomorrow. That way, over the next couple of years, not only do you get used to the payment of having that expense, but you also maybe have worked up a nice little down payment to defer the cost of the trip.
Okay, you talk a lot about savings. How much really should people have saved? How much should you have put set aside?
It's kind of all about strategy. First up, here's my raise rule. When you get a raise at work, I want you to take 60% of the net. So 60% of what you take home in that raise, it goes right into savings. Because guess what? You lived just fine last week before you got that raise. I think a nice 40% bump in, you know, of your raise is nothing to sneeze at. So 60% off the top goes into savings, done. It's like it never ever happened. You'll never miss it because you weren't earning it last week. What I need you to have is two kinds of savings accounts. Because when we save money, we can be really good at it, but what we also have to be really good at is not spending that money. Because what happens, you start to have a savings account and for the first time ever, you see that number grow and grow and grow and grow and grow, and you think, there's enough cash in there. I can borrow a couple $100, a couple $1,000. I will pay myself back. I am good for it. But what happens? You don't pay yourself back because we know ourselves we're not good for it. So I want you to have permanent savings, which you will not touch, and then an additional liquid savings account. So kind of like a slush fund for yourself, right? A much smaller amount of money. Maybe it's a few hundred, maybe it's a few thousand, depending on the size of your family and your lifestyle. But that's the money that you can negotiate a little bit more so that, let's say, God forbid, there's an unexpected medical expense or the car breaks down or suddenly my kid wants to take gymnastics. I can go into that smaller liquid savings account and have the cash available to make those purchases and to meet those expenses without A, having to dip into the permanent savings, or even worse, having to put it on a high interest credit card.
All right, we need to do a little homework then.
I know. We only have ourselves to blame.
I know.
And I hate that.
You.
I know.
Thanks, Noviello.
Good to see you.